Okay, it's great you brought up that telepathic chemistry, because when you think of partnerships anywhere on the field in the Premier League, there have been some great ones, you know, your Rios and Vidic and Carvalho and John Terry, the midfield partnership you just mentioned. And I also think of another one, which was the Yorke and Cole connection. I mean, how long did it take to really understand each other, Yorke, when it came to playing together? Because it is part of Premier League folklore. It is written down as such a huge talking point when you reflect back on the Premier League.
Listen, first to begin, you know, it was, I wouldn't say easy. That's not probably the correct word, but it was certainly fun to play in the team that I was playing with, the quality that possessed around my team week in, week out. You know, to have the likes of Bex who can cross the ball like he can and pick out a pass with Scholes and the likes of, you know, Roy Keane and Giggsy flying down the left wing side and Yap Stamp at the back, and those quality, you know, the goalkeeper. So from back to front, we were a quality team. Yes, and Coley and I got a lot of the headlines, and maybe quite rightly so, because the number of goals that we scored. But without those players, we would not have really achieved anything possible. And yes, you do need to build up a partnership. Just going back to what Gary had mentioned there, when it comes to Pogba, now Pogba recognized now that he doesn't need to do it all. Before, I think he needed to do it all at United because it was so frustrating at times watching. He feel like he needs to make a wonder pass. And I think now with Bruno coming in and hitting the ground, not only can score, but can also create himself as well. So he doesn't take the, you know, he doesn't need to play those killer balls all the time. And I think that's kind of relief him to recognize sometimes I can do it simple and get it up like the square ball that you mentioned where Pogba has got that. And that comes from the training session and getting affiliation and understanding other people. And, you know, you don't need to talk a lot, but you're on the same level by eye connection. And I think that is what's developing. When you're a good footballer, you don't need to say too much to the player that is playing alongside you. And I think that is what developing, that's what developed between me and Coley. We didn't talk that much, although we were very good friends off the football pitch. But we just knew that we needed to connect. And sometimes you get a good feeling in football, in our sports, if you get a partnership that is going, you know that is something special, and you got to hold on to that as best as you can. So I do believe those two in midfield has much more to come from both of them because they really haven't kicked into gear. They're still developing. And I feel that that is a plus because we were lacking in that department. Yes, we got talent up front, but you need people to supply you with the ball. So Pogba now, and we have Bruno to add to that, that is just devastated when we have the pace of Rashford and certainly Marshall and certainly Greenwood now. I think we are looking good going forward.